Hey, what's up guys, John Levitrus, and we're coming to you with the victory video of the Scandinavian Empire. And you can see that here's our final result, 4th place, but overall finish in 1st place as a coalition. Here is the result. So let's get into what the end of the game looked like. And as we go over, what has happened in the past game, now let's move over to the American coalition, the most recent war that we've had in this whole game. And you can see here that we've cleaned up most of the South American coalition here. You can see some of my forces. Here's one of my commandos. You can see his level 3 stats here. Now let's take a look. That's something I did want to talk about with you guys one more time. So you can see it's a stealth, airlifting, amphibious. You can land it anywhere on the shores of any country, anti-air, range of 26 with fixed wing and rotary wing aircraft. It's a scout, so think of it almost like the recon vehicle. It will reveal stealth of ground units and aircraft, which is really cool. Storm those positions, no defense will stop him, and you can only mobilize 10. And lastly, it will be in the rear echelon of a formation. But if it's by itself, of course, it's going to take on the brunt of those damages. You can see the attack ratings that it's got, the defense ratings here, much higher level stats here. And then you can go to the defense modifications. You can see plus 75% in the defense modifications, and then you see 55% across the board with a sight range of 66 at the mountains. So let's go over to the other parts. You can see the Romanian massive navy who has helped us out and bombarding a lot of the coastal cities. And then as we get down into Bolivia, Argentina, kind of the remnants of this American coalition, you can see another commando that had helped with this operation and scouting and helping out with our attack here. You can see some Japanese forces that had landed. That red section is his land coming into the Chile coastlands and moving forward into Argentina. You can see some of his naval forces down here, and we just have complete control of this part of South America. As we zoom out here, we can see the aftermath of Central America with that coalition of Operation Viking. You see a lot of the Norwegian forces moved in as I scouted Central America, and he took the Caribbean. Go up into Canada. Finland and I split. Canada, I took most of Quebec, and then he took Western Canada. I took Greenland just for added points. And then we can see here Africa, Romania took Northern Africa, and then we have New Zealand here who has taken Southern Africa. And we had somewhat of a hard time with Romania and New Zealand. We had Romania, who's one of our allies, nuking him, unfortunately, because New Zealand was an ally of ours. That was unfortunate because he did help us quite a bit in taking that much land. You can see some remnant forces of Mexico and Kenya's navies here, because you can see the last units that are remaining after you win a game. And again, here you can see Romania's forces. A lot of his ground forces are focused in Africa. He didn't really have any ground forces assisting us in the Americas, but I don't think it really needed him. So he was helpful in the African front, I will say that. And I assisted him a little bit in the far western part. And you can see some of the purple land is Norway. He landed some Marines and landed in Mauritania. Here's some of my forces in Western Africa. High-level mobile artillery, high-level anti-tank vehicles. And here's a stack right here. High level, basically everything. Lowest level was the mobile anti-air. Then you have the high level mechanized infantry. Met a little bit of resistance here, fighting Mexico and the Southern American coalition, but it wasn't too difficult fighting them off. If you remember the attack on Operation Viking, we had a 3-pronged attack into America and then into Mexico. That was a successful attack for us coming in, and we took LA and San Francisco and the California coast, moving in from the extreme flank from Alaska above Canada, coming all the way down into California. So that was a very successful operation. Sometimes those extreme flanks really do help you. A lot of players don't expect them, so sometimes I recommend them if you have the ability to do it. And then we just moved down forward into South America as a whole force. 5 nations descending on South America. You can see these red lands over here is Japan's. The blue is Finland. Japan did a great job taking over a lot of these lands over here. And then we started finishing up a little bit of India. We ended up not having to fight him because that nation went AI. It was a high-level player with a lot of experience. I think he went AI pretty early in the game, so thankfully we didn't have to move on him. You can see how empty his lands are, except when you get a little closer. Would have been somewhat of a fight fighting this guy. He's got quite a bit of motorized infantry, decent level units here. So it would not have been extremely easy, but it would have been some points that we could have gathered pretty easily, just fighting a little bit of Navy there. You can see he's even got fire control. He's a premium member on Conflict of Nations. You can see the massive forces that we have in the Scandinavian Empire. You see all of the THAADs and everything. And those are very important late game, I would say, because nukes are a reality. But other than that, guys, that is the game. I'm so glad that you guys have journeyed along with me on this nation. Scandinavian Empire is a great game to play if you guys can join up with other friends and be the 3 nations taking on the world. Just remember how important a navy is, especially if you are these nations. The navies are extremely important because it's going to be the main point of entry for your enemies to land on your coastlands. And if you're not going to do that, they're going to hurl missiles at you. So I highly recommend you have some THAADs late game, protect all your cities, protect those entries. You know, down here in Denmark, that was a huge point of contention. Having Navy posted there for defensive purposes, maybe have some naval patrol planes. You can see we had a few there as well. So other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you next time in the next series.